Just as Dali had Gala, just as the Sex Pistols had Malcolm McLaren, just as Elvis had the Colonel. Ooh, dug myself in deep here.
No.
All the way direct from Lyon, France. Today we have an instigator, an inspiration, the man who the culinary world likes to think of as both an impresario and a muse, a jester and a genius. Time magazine called him the single most important living human being working today. That's mostly true. And he does all this with a sense of style that can only be described as, Miffy?
Sartorial renegade.
A sense of style that can only be described as sartorial renegade.
Yeah, no, hang on.
I give you the thinking man's culinary disruptor, Andrea Petrini.
Hello, everybody. So, cheer up. You know what? 2 months ago, a friend of mine died of a heart attack. Stefano was not very old, but he was a very nice person, an influent person. He was the founder of an important magazine, the director of many publications. He was the creator of the first food television in Europe. So when he died on the 3rd of August, we were working together on the idea of a small symposium, a little bit like this one, kind of a TED Talk-oriented small symposium with food journalists only. So what should we do? Should we go forward with this project or say, okay, fuck, it's gone? And we decided to do it. And we held this symposium on Saturday, the 20th of September. One of the speakers, kind of a food journalist, addressed the audience, so addressed the other food journalists, saying, for many reasons, hey, please remember that I love you. And I said, why is he saying that? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I love you. Why not? Because first, I don't love me. I don't particularly like me. I don't particularly like what I do. I don't particularly like what I've been doing and what most probably people will ask me to keep doing. Meaning, we don't try too hard. I know how to write a story, how to put an end to a story. I know a little bit about storytelling, the same way as you cooks. You know how to cook, to season, to realize when a dish is finished. But then, what's that? It's nice. It's what we do for a living. But maybe it's not enough. As Daniel Patterson said, cooking is hard, writing is hard, living is hard. And what if we tried to make it a little bit harder? I try to explain myself. I think that all of us, cooks, writers, whatever, we live in a very peculiar and a very particular age. Information is very fast, but in a certain way we are stuck only in one time, only in one present, the present time. We don't have the ability to travel in time, to explore the past while we investigate the future, to be as free to travel from one dimension to another. You might say, fuck, we are cooks. We cook carrots, meats, we forage, we do this kind of thing. I know that you are cooks, and that's why I love you. Okay, I said it, fuck. But I know that you are cooks, that you don't pretend to be, say, artists. I know that if I say to Daniel Patterson, a guy that I really respect, hey, Daniel, you are an artist, he would say, no, I'm just a cook, maybe a good cook, but I'm not an artist. But if you think a little bit, some of the best artists, writers, filmmakers, musicians, they take much more risks than us. say you go to a restaurant and you are blindfolded. Maybe if you are good enough, you could recognize at once, hey, this is a Shrewi's dish, this is a Blumenthal's dish, this is a Redzepi's dish. And that's fantastic, because that's the sign, the mark of the author. Shrewi, Redzepi, Patterson, Blumenthal, whatever. But what if you try to go a little bit farther than the authorship? What if we, instead of cooking using the first person, like when you write a book, you can choose to use the first person, or you can choose the third person, the way of the narration. Why if you try to cook not using the first person? Why if would it be possible for a cook to speak, to cook not just with the first person, but in a more plural, like we, or us, or they, like to gain a kind of an anonymity, which is more universal? Would it be possible for a cook to go beyond what is expected, to make a good dish, to be recognizable, to please the clients, to keep assuring the notoriety? I think that, I'm talking for myself, most of all, I think that we lack a deeper sense of time. We lack what we might call the tragedy. Times are hard, everybody has got his own problems, but at the end of the day, we don't do very different jobs. You cook, I write, we do other things, but at the end of the day, we work to pay the rent, to give some pocket money to the kid, to go on weekend with the wife, and maybe when the sale season arrives, to buy a fancy shirt. But it's not that different. And what I try almost every day when I'm obliged to write, because I'm obliged to work for reasons that everybody can understand, is to try to go a little bit deeper, to step back from the present time, which is all the obligations of the present time. It's all the things that you have to do to assure your quotidianity, and try to gain a little bit of perspective, a little bit of distance, a little bit of tragedy. Let's put it this way. A fantastic Japanese writer, Kenzaburo Oe, has been writing for all of his life kind of the same book, with the same characters, mostly speaking about himself in disguise, with the same characters, the same situation. Say, he has been studying the peasant riots in the mountains of North Japan and transposing it, book after book, in a kind of more mythological way. Would it be possible, say, for you to cook, for us to write, to do something as urgent as the Ramones? We had the Ramones at the beginning. That was the Ramones playing What a Wonderful World, right? So something as pushy as the Ramones, but at the same time as deep, say, as the Beethoven's last string quartets. Something so inside the composer, something so cheering, something so deep. I think that we lose the sense of tragedy. The sense of tragedy is not just that we live in different times, but that we keep going on doing like if everything was under control. I think that all the other arts, besides cooking, they take steps, they take more risks, they do something more adventurous. Just to talk music again, it's almost the end? Okay, imagine, okay, a rush. Would you be able, you cooks, to do something as radical as, say, when Bob Dylan turned from acoustic to electric, at the risk of betraying your own public, your own customers. Would Aston Blumenthal, when he will arrive in Melbourne, be able to betray what he's been doing and start doing something anew? That's what I would like us writers and you to do, to take more risks. And I was talking a little bit about the sense of tragedy, and I'll finish it with a quote. There's this German writer, philosopher, who described a painting by Paul Klee, and it's the painting about an angel turning his back to a realm of ruins. And he says a very interesting thing like this. Where we perceive a chain of events, the angel sees one single catastrophe which keeps piling wreckage upon wreckage and does it in front of his feet. The angel would like to stay, awaken the dead, and make whole what has been smashed. But the storm is blowing from paradise. It has caught in his wings with such violence that the angel can no longer close them. This storm irresistibly propels him into the future to which his back is turned, while the pile of debris before him grows skyward. This storm is what we call progress. For me, this image of ruins, of wind blowing, is the kind of tragedy that we live in. And that's the scenario where we should start, or at least I would like to start renewing myself. For me, this image of the angel turning his back to history and being totally conscious of the actual tragedy is the new, for me, the new Gone with the Wind, you know, the movie. And I would like that today, I hope that today in the crowd, I might find a Scarlett O'Hara who would agree to come with me and with the wind. Thank you.